Hello, I'm Yasmina from Jessie Herc, and today I'm going to show you how to make a wire wrap leaf pendant with a gemstone. The materials you'll need are just two different wires. I have 1.2 millimeter and 0.4 millimeter wire, and you'll need a teardrop shaped gemstone with a flat back. And of course you'll also need your basic wire wrapping tools. These are the tools that I use for my work. So I start off with the 1.2 millimeter wire and I just straighten it out. And cut a piece of wire. Now I bend the wire somewhere in the middle, just like this. And the idea is to make a frame for the stone. So you can use your fingers or your pliers, whatever is easier for you, to shape the wire in the shape of the stone. So it sometimes takes a while to get the shape just right. So just take your time, it's no rush. And just keep checking with the stone to see if the shape is right. Okay, so you want the frame to be just a little bit bigger than the stone. You don't want the wires to touch the stone. You want a little bit space between them. And now I take the wire at the top of my frame and bend it upwards. And I do the same with the other end. Just do some adjustments if you need to. And check with the stone again, because it's possible that you didn't bend the wire upwards right at the middle, so maybe you need to do some adjustments after you do this. And do just a little bit. Okay, so this is how I want it to look like. now I take my 0.4 mm wire and I take a pretty long piece, cut it out, and first I just attach it to the frame. Just wrap it around a few times to make sure it stays here. Okay, and now I tie both wire ends together and wrap the wire around once on this side. And now I'm just going to continue to make the back of the pendant. So I make a loop, hold it with my fingers, and then I place the wire inside the loop and tighten it, and you get this shape. And then you just keep going, making one loop after another. Now that I'm at the bottom, I just go straight over to the other side, and again the wire goes in and I tighten it, and then again you just make more loops until you get all the way around. And the last one. And now I place the wire inside the first loop and out again in the middle, and then the second loop and out in the middle, and I just keep going, just placing the wire in each loop that I made. And tightening the wire every time so that the back is nice and firm and the gemstone will be stable inside. Okay, and now that I've come all the way around, I just wrap the wire around a few times. I think 2 should be enough. Okay, and now I cut off just this wire end. I leave this one where it is because we're going to need it. So this one comes off. And I take my small pliers and I just push the wire end against the frame so that it doesn't bother us. Then I use my fingernail to push all the wire downwards against the frame. Okay, and once you're finished with that, the stone should sit nicely in the frame. Okay, I take my wire again, and I'm going to need 5 pieces now, but not as long as before. This should be enough. So that's 1, 2, and 5. So I'm just straightening out the ends so that they don't get caught on everything while I'm working with them. That can get difficult. Okay, and I just bent all of the wires in half. And now I'm going to attach each wire onto the frame. So I'm going to put 3 on this side and 2 on this side. Just wrap it around once. Okay, and before I continue, I just have to take care of these two. These are actually going to serve as the hole for the necklace chain, so I just cut them off. And just bend them downwards. Now if you want, you can leave a little bit of wire and it sort of looks like a stem of the leaf, but I prefer the hole to be right down there against the leaf, so I'm going to cut a little bit more. There we go. And I just put them apart like this. Okay. Now I take all the thin wires, including the one that we left from before. then place the stone in place, and I just grab the wires in between my fingers and twist them all together. Now it's possible that the wires are now pushing the stone downwards. So what I do is I just take the pliers and push it up so that that doesn't happen. Okay. Now I take two of the wires and just take them out, one on each side. And I like symmetry, so I'm going to take two that are going to be at the same height. But you don't have to do that. If you don't want to, you can have it just coming out more randomly. Now I just take the rest of the wires and twist them once around, and again I take two wires out. So one on this side, one on the other. Twist the wires again. And again, I take two out. And that's it. Now we place the stone in its place, and I press the wires down against the stone, and I start by attaching the middle wire first. So I put the wire between the stone and the frame, and then just wrap it around a few times. Now, when I'm attaching the other wires that go to the side, I don't want them to go straight out. I want them to just slightly go downwards to mimic the leaf. There we go. And on the other side as well. Okay, now I just attach all the other wires, and it doesn't really matter in which order you do it. I'm trying to keep the wires parallel, so sometimes it takes a bit of experimenting to see where you should place it so that it goes just the right way. If the wires are pulling the main vein into one side, just adjust it. It's better to do it before it's finished than afterwards. It's easier this way. Okay, this was the last one. Now I just straighten the main vein. I want it to go straight down. And you can do some final adjustments if you want. Once you're happy with the shape, just straighten out all the wire ends. And I'm going to cut them off. I'm cutting the wires about 1 or 2 millimeters away from the frame. I don't want them to end on the outside, because then it gets uncomfortable to wear the pendant. And just tuck all the wire ends inside between the stone and the frame. That way it won't bother you when you wear it. Okay, if you need to do any final adjustments, that's fine. But if you're happy with the product, then this is it. You're finished. I hope you like this video, and if you're interested in seeing more of my things, you can visit my Etsy shop. Thank you and have a great day.